WFPB Media here. I'm going to show you how I make macaroni and cheese today. I'm no cook, as I've said before, so what you see is just plain everyday cooking that I do for myself and my wife. We're whole food, plant-based, and so we don't use meat or dairy or any part of that. So macaroni, first off, salt and pepper, of course. I like to use an onion in my macaroni, and I like to put a tomato on top, sliced tomato that is. And for my sauce, I've got cheese, of course, which goes on the top of the macaroni as well, but for my sauce I do put a little bit of cheese in it, but mainly Nutritional Yeast by Bragg's. Coconut cream, of course, doesn't matter what brand of coconut cream you use. I've used a whole variety of them, it's all the same. And to give it a little bit of thickening, this is for the sauce that I use tapioca flour. So I'll give you all the measurements and that for that as well as we go. Well, and I like to have a little mustard. Now this is American mustard. You can use English mustard, French mustard, whatever you like. This is French's since 1904, but I believe that it's actually American. So it's called French's brand. So I don't know whether it actually is French mustard or not. Don't think so. I think it's American, but use whatever mustard you like. So I only use a little bit of this. And so we begin by getting our pasta al dente, our macaroni. And but first thing first, I use my onion. I'll chop that up, dice it, and I will fry that until it's just transparent, and then I'll throw it in with the macaroni, and we'll get that to al dente, and then we'll go from there. So let's get cracking. First things first, we chop up our onion. Pop that into a frying pan. Given a tip a little while ago. One person said use the back of your knife when you're scraping things off the board to keep the blade for as long as you can. So there we go. Cleaning up my mess as I go. And you can put a little bit of oil in that if you want to, or you can just put that straight on the stove. You can even use a little bit of water or a little bit of stock just to fry it up. So until it's translucent. I am going to use a little oil and extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to use a little drizzle. That's more than enough. I don't always use oil very often. I just use stock. I don't have any stock at the moment, so I could put water in there, but I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. So there we go. There we go. Onion is on, and so we'll get that going. I'll put that onto a medium-high. We clean the macaroni, so we put a little bit of water in there. We give that a bit of a stir up, and we get rid of any surplus starch and that sort of thing. So we give that a clean first. Now, while the onion is cooking away, we season our macaroni with some salt and pepper. So, season to taste. And onto the stove she goes. Now, while all that's going on, what we will do is we will create our sauce while that's all cooking up. And I'm going to use about a teaspoon of tapioca. So, it'll be more than a teaspoon. It's a little bit. So you use whatever you want to, but I will put some measurements in anyway, you know, that's standard, and then you can just go by your rule of thumb if you like. That's generally what I do. So not everything is absolutely perfect. And some mustard, make sure we shake it up first. And I will use about I don't know, I'm running a bit low on, about 1.5 tablespoons of mustard. That'll do. That's plenty. Okay, and we want our Bragg's. And I will use a few teaspoons of nutritional yeast. Well, actually about 2 tablespoons, roughly. That's roughly 2 tablespoons. A little bit more just for the heck of it. Open our cheese. I have a little bio cheese left over from some cooking that I did earlier, a few days ago. So I'm going to add some of this into there, into my sauce. And my cream, coconut cream that is. Actually, we'll add a little bit of seasoning to this as well. Doesn't need an awful lot, but we will do a little. So, a little salt and a little black pepper. Black pepper makes everything go down well. Actually, I need a bit more salt than that. Yeah, that'll do. I like it a bit salty. And we will mix that up. Okay, we'll just let that sit there for a little bit because we've got a tiny bit down the bottom here. I should have put the wet in first and then the dry rather than the other way around. But it doesn't really matter. This is our onion. Just a tad burnt, but that's all right. It adds to the flavour. I usually take it to this stage anyway. A little bit caramelised, like it like that. And let's have a look. It's all going together, so we'll just put that in there. We get this, our macaroni al dente, and then we will combine the two. Okay, I'll get my tomato ready now. Slice that up. Slice my tomato up, and that will do for the tomato. Macaroni and the onion. It's all going to be stirred up and mixed in shortly. Mix that in there. I'll put in our sauce, or most of it anyway. As you can see, that is pretty thick, as you can see. That's wonderful. So I put in most of it, as I said. I want that to be soaked into that macaroni as much as we can get it soaked in. Smells divine. And we will add our tomatoes. Okay, I don't know how long that was out for, but we'll see. So there we go. We've got our tomatoes over the top, as you can see. And now we add our mozzarella. And don't be stingy with it. Even though we've got the cheese sauce in there, we still want to have a nice thick topping. That's the way I make macaroni and cheese. Lots and lots and lots of cheese topping. Yeah, don't be shy. Only reason I'm pouring it into my hand first, not straight on there, is because I can spread it and control it a little bit better this way. There's all of that. And the remainder of our sauce, I'm just going to trickle that over the top so that it runs through our cheese, our mozzarella cheese, and everything else. And of course, we put it in the oven and bake it. You can throw a little bit of vegan butter on the top if you like, if you want it to brown nicely. I generally get it to brown a little. Okay, and just put that in the oven. And we've set the oven to fan grill, and it's at 200 degrees. I could put it up higher, but 200 degrees is nice. And I've set the timer to 50 minutes only because this timer is a bit dicky. You only really need about 20 minutes in there, so 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So that's what we'll do. And then I'll come back and have a look at that in a few minutes. Okay, that's done. You can see it's going brown on the top. I'll have to turn that around because it's not browning on this side. Okay, so we've turned that around. I don't want that to burn. I don't think it will, but it's starting to brown quite nicely now. Well, that's it. That's ready. It's a little bit browned. I'll take that out now and we'll have a closer look at it. So I'll turn everything off. And there we go. That's it. As you can see, beautifully browned. A little bit of oil on the top there. That's wonderful. We wait for that to cool down for a few minutes before we cut into it and see what it tastes like. But I already know what it's going to taste like because I've cooked it so many times. So yeah, there we go. Now, I'm terrible at plating, so I'm not even going to try. Here we go. Got a fork for Veronica. Look at that, Veronica. Look how stretchy and gooey and that is. I won't take that tomato out there because that'll be as hot as. Look at that. Okay.
Cheese will be quite hot.
Yeah, so there you go. You take that and give it a taste. This is my taste tester. If she likes it, it's great. If she doesn't like it, well. Good. Yep. Done fantastic. Well, so guys, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring that bell so that you're notified whenever we post anything. And we'll say goodbye for now. See you later, and God bless.